I just I sit down and I think about these things and I'm like, yo, like I've really ended up in predicaments, man. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Liallure here, and I'm back at it again with another video. If you are new to my channel, hey girl, hey, my name is Leah. I make videos, I do story times, I do hauls, I do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So it's like for the kids, you know the vibes. And if you're a returning subscriber, hey friend, how are you? I hope you're doing wonderful, fabulous, beautiful, amazing. So you guys, oh, also if you are new to my channel, make sure you subscribe, okay? Because you clicked on this button for a reason. Subscribe to the kid because I'm cute. Happy Storytime Sunday, you guys. It is Storytime Sunday. Happy Storytime Sunday, y'all. In today's story, I will be telling you a quick story about the time a boy showed up to school with a knife. Okay, I'm gonna say a knife because at this point I'm not sure if it was a knife or a gun. I want to say it was a knife. I don't want to say it was a gun because I don't remember, but it was a weapon. Okay, so basically the story happens when I was in elementary school. Yes girl, elementary school. I know a lot of my ratchet story times happened when I was in like college and sometimes high school, but this one happened in elementary school. I went to the same elementary school from like 1st grade to 5th grade. I didn't go to kindergarten here because I was still in St. Lucia, but I went to the same school from 1st grade to 5th grade. My elementary school is not far from my house at all. It was in like walking distance. So for the first like maybe year or two that I was in school here, my parents, if they were home, they would like walk me, or my cousin would walk me or something like that. But then after 3rd grade, like I was just walking by myself because literally it was like 2 blocks away. Anyway, I think this wasn't, let me count. 1, 2, 3. Oh, when I was in 4th grade, I was in class, and I don't remember how this was set up, but for the most part our classes were the same. Like we had the same math teacher, the same English teacher. It was like one person, you know what I mean? It was kind of like having a homeroom, but like a homeroom for all your classes, if that makes sense. The only classes that were different was if we had music class or like art class. So with this being said, the class that I was always in, my like homeroom so to speak, we were assigned seats. I remember initially our teacher had let us have seats, like pick who we wanted to sit next to, but apparently the kids was acting up. All right, and when I say the kids, I don't mean me because I was always on my best behavior, but apparently what happened was we were acting up and she was like, nah, this not gonna run no more. So basically she kind of shuffled us up and put us next to random people, and we all had like y'all remember when you was in elementary school and they had like them little long sticky tabs with your names on it so everybody knows whose desk is which? So we get in one day and the desks are all shuffled around and she's like, find your seats, don't try to be slick, find your seats, it has your name on it. So our classroom was shaped in like with all the desks in kind of like an L. So you know those big couches that are usually in like a L form? Our classroom was just like that. Well, I don't know about other people's classroom, but our classroom was shaped just like that. So, and behind, girl, this is so confusing. Where my desk was near, it was up against a wall, so it was on the outer U section. It wasn't in the inner, it was on the outer U section. So I was sitting here maybe, there was somebody next to me and then another person next to me, and behind us was the closets where we put our backpacks, the teacher put the supplies and stuff like that. That's where that was. I remember I sat down and I was like, oh, okay. So I sat down and the person next to me, we're gonna call him Jeremy. His name was Jeremy. That was the person to my right, and to my left was another girl. I think her name, we're gonna call her, I don't know, Susie. She doesn't really matter to the story, but we're gonna call her Susie. So Susie and Jeremy were who were sitting next to me. When I sat down and I saw that Jeremy was the person that was sitting next to me, I was sick. I was sick. The reason I was sick is because I know Jeremy, okay? I don't know Jeremy, we not homies, but I know of Jeremy, and Jeremy got me tight. Okay, Jeremy was the annoying type of kid who was always starting in school. He was always starting trouble. He was always causing a scene because he clearly didn't get enough attention at home. Okay, that's the type of kid Jeremy was. And I just hated kids that always interrupted the teacher, who always interrupted my learning. It's like, yo, bro, like, you need to seek counseling, okay? Your parents need to seek counseling for you, because at this point, you're interrupting me and you're interrupting everybody else around you. You know what I mean? And so, like, now that I'm older and I have my psych degree and stuff like that, I understand that kids who do that, they do that because they need attention and they don't get attention at home. But parents really need to check that, because what happens is these kids come to school and they interrupt other people's kids, and that not gonna run, okay? I was annoyed because Jeremy was next to me, and I think the reason the teacher put Jeremy next to me is because I was always such a good kid. Like, literally, I never gave any trouble when I was in school. I never gave no problems, no nothing like that. So I always did my work. I was super intelligent. So she probably put him next to me because she thought I would have a good influence on him or something like that. That was not the case. So the first week that we had came back after the teacher had shuffled the desk, for some reason Jeremy wasn't in school. I don't know why. It was never explained to us. He never told us why. Whatever. So he wasn't there and I was happy. I was like, oh, say less. Like,
Sacale oh boy. Shit's crazy.
so anyway, basically, he wasn't there and I was like, oh, say less.
Oh, say less.
I thought maybe he got transferred to another class. Baby girl, no, he did not. He did not. Because the next week he showed up and I was like, rats. Like, why is he here? So immediately I had an attitude, but I didn't have a direct attitude towards him. I was just mad tense. The boy sits next to me. He doesn't say anything to me. He doesn't say anything to anybody, you know, whatever. Just being himself. We start doing our work. I'm doing my work. I'm minding my business. We're doing our quiet work. I look to the right and I see this boy chewing his pencils. And when I say chewing his pencils, like, he's going in on these pencils like if it's beef jerky. And I'm like, what? Maybe he hungry. Like, lunchtime didn't come yet. Maybe he hungry. So after lunchtime, I'm like, cool. Like, he's not gonna do that no more. Get back to the class. He's still chewing the pencils. Fine, whatever. That's none of my business. I don't care. So then after this, the next day, this is after lunchtime, right? And after lunchtime, there were like, I want to say like maybe twice a week, we would split up and we would have like half the group go to art class and half the group go to like music or something like that. So I would be in art class and he wasn't in my art class. So one day I come back from art class, I open my desk, all of my pencils got bite marks, okay? All of my pencils got bite marks. And I'm like, I know you fucking lying. This boy chewing my pencils? I was so upset. I looked at him and I was like, did you do this to my pencils? And he starts to laugh and I'm like, what's the joke? What's funny? Did you do this to my pencils? And he's just like laughing and I'm like, yo, I feel like there's something wrong with you, but whatever. So I'm mad and I tell the teacher and the teacher's like, he got in trouble or whatever the case was and she gave me brand new pencils. But then it kept happening. When I tell you it kept happening, like literally anytime I bought brand new pencils, he would literally keep doing the same thing. And I don't know what his issue was because I blacked on him once and it was never like understood why he kept doing that to me specifically. Cause it's not like I was the only person around him. There was somebody to his right. He was on my right, but there was somebody to his right. You know what I mean? And like he never did that to their pencils, but he would do it to mine. And I was like, yo. One day I'm walking to school, okay? I was walking to school and I would always like stop on the corner and my friend Lauren, she would like come up because she lived like literally across the street from the school. So she would come, she would meet me, we would go to the corner store, I would get snacks or whatever I needed for the day, and then we would go to the yard until it was time to go upstairs. So me and my friend Lauren, we're talking in the schoolyard and I'm telling her what's going on with me and the pencils because I don't think she was in my class at this time. But she's like, what's wrong with him? Like, we're just talking or whatever. We get upstairs. I get to my class and he comes in late. He sits down next to me and everything goes as normal, whatever. He's like a lot more quiet this day than usual, but I didn't pay no attention to that. I don't want to hear his voice anyway, so I wasn't complaining. We're doing our work. It's lunchtime now. We have lunch. We go into the yard to play or whatever. then they say let's call her Miss Thompson. That was my teacher's name. They say Miss Thompson's class stay in the cafeteria. So I'm like, what's going on? Like, we can't go back upstairs. Like, what's happening? So all of us are sitting there, but Jeremy wasn't there. So I was like, what is happening? Something's afoot. Like, standing around, and I'm like, what's going on? Like, what's happening? Then I see police officers come in, and I'm like, this is beyond me. I see the police officers, they come in, they go upstairs. I don't even see where they go because we're all sitting down in the cafeteria. We don't know what is going on. So we're just sitting here chilling, whatever. And then after that, like, basically what happened was the school had to be evacuated, if I remember correctly. I'm really trying to pull these memories from like the crevices, but I think what happened is that we had to evacuate and stay in the yard. It was like kind of like a drill because apparently this boy brought a knife to school. Like, he brought a knife to school, and they wanted to check the classrooms and check his bag and stuff like that to see if he bought a gun. So he had bought a knife, he bought a weapon and all of that, and so we had to evacuate. Everyone had to evacuate and stay in the yard until it was time to go back in. So I'm like, what is going on? And the only reason we knew this is because like people was nosy and they found out from the teachers because they was listening on their conversations. But I was like, wow, oh boy really brought a knife to school. And like, it was never clear what he bought the knife for, because like I said, he came that day, he came late, but he sat down, he was fine, he was quiet, he didn't do nothing, but he had a knife in his bag. And I feel like it wasn't even like a small knife, it was like a knife, like he was ready to like stab somebody up, you feel me? So I was like, yo, what was going on here? I know it wasn't for me, because you did me wrong, you bit my pencils, okay? So I was like, I know that's not for me, because at the end of the day he sat down next to me and he ain't do nothing. But I feel like what happened later on that day, based on what our teacher told us, is that he wouldn't be coming back to school. But she didn't give us any more details until obviously I found out from the messy kids that he got arrested. Like I said, we were only in like what, 4th grade, so he probably didn't end up in juvie or nothing like that, but he definitely didn't come back to our school, I'll tell you that for sure. Yeah, oh boy pulled up with a knife and I thought he was gonna stab my ass, but you know, no, that school was messy, child. It was so messy. Like, I remember one of them teachers, she was really out here hitting people kids. Like, you are not supposed to put your hand on people kids, okay? But she was out here giving kids pops. Like, I remember this. She wasn't my teacher, because she was a 4th grade teacher. She wasn't my teacher, but she was wild aggressive. Like, I don't know who made this lady a teacher, girl. Anyway, like, that school was messy, child. It was so messy. I sit down and I think about these things and I'm like, yo, like, I've really ended up in predicaments, man. Anyway, that is the end of my video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. If you are new to my channel, subscribe to the gang, and make sure you join my family. Leave a comment in the comment box down below and let me know if you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if anything like this has ever happened to you, girl, because I would like to know, okay? Let me know anything else that you guys want to see. Make sure you hit me up on all my socials. That is in the description box and also in the outro. If you want to say something, if you want to reach out, if you want to say, hey girl, hey, call me, beat me, if you want to reach me. And I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, y'all.